like, subscribe, and leave a comment. So here's your review of AEW Rampage and AEW Dynamite, the week commencing the 22nd of July. So it starts off with the conglomeration, got it out in the end, versus the Undisputed in a really good match on Rampage, but in the conglomeration got the victory. Then we have Saraya saying she wants to be at All In. So let's see if she can get there in the UK, because obviously Saraya's from the UK. Then we have the Learning Tree versus the Outrunners. Really good match, but Chris Jericho got the victory. Then we have Suzuki versus the Butcher. Suzuki got the victory. Then we have Mark Briscoe all fired up. He's all fired up to go. You know how Mark Briscoe is. Then we have Chris Statlander versus some lady. Chris Statlander got the victory. Then we have the Lucha Brothers and the Private Party in the main event, and the Lucha Bros got the victory. Then we go over to Dynamite. So somebody slashed Will Ospreay's tires. Not sure who that is. I wonder who it was. Then MJF comes out. So MJF comes out. He calls Will Ospreay a coward, and also calls out Swerve Strickland and said he wants his world title back at some point, and said Will Ospreay was an easy match. It didn't take him long to beat him, and he didn't break a sweat. Also said some bad stuff about his family that I won't repeat. MJF then reveals a new championship, the American title, apparently. And then as he done that, Will Ospreay comes back, finally gets to the arena because he had trouble getting there, and then he calls out MJF for a match at All In. Then we have the Elite beat down Christopher Daniels, and they had a coin toss for the Blood and Guts match, which they won. I think it was a double-sided coin. Then we have Chris Jericho versus Suzuki for the FTW title. Really good match. Go and watch it. But in the end, Chris Jericho got the victory. Then there was a brawl with the Learning Tree and Shibata. Then Will Ospreay, Willow, is jumped by Chris Statlander. Then we have Bryan Danielson said he's ready for All In. He's going to give it all he's got. He had a little bit of a pep talk from Jeff Jarrett, and let's see what happens. Then we have Britt Baker versus Shida in a really good match. Go and watch it. But in the end, Britt Baker got the victory. And then Mercedes Moné comes out and said she's not going to accept her challenge at All In. And then she's jumped by some woman who works with Mercedes Moné. I'm not sure who she is. Then we have Christian Cage gloating over his win on Collision, becoming the new Trios champions. And then Nick Wayne says he's ready to take out everybody in the Royal Rampage match. And then he calls out Kip Sabian for sort of following him around. Then we have Pac versus some guy. Pac gets the victory. Then we have Swerve Strickland, the Acclaimed, and Darby Allin all ready for their match, but then they start arguing between each other, and then Mark Briscoe sorts everything out and everyone's on the same page. Then we have Mariah May versus some lady. Mariah May gets the victory, and then she gets into a brawl with Toni Storm. Then in the main event, it's the Blood and Guts match. Basically, you had tacks, tables, chairs, high spots, blood. You had everything you want. High spots, the lot. Team Elite versus Team AEW. But in the end, Team AEW get the victory.